welcome back again. I hope you found that one useful. I definitely did. So as we have learned just before, there are two different types of iron: non-heme iron, which comes from plant foods, and heme iron, which comes from meats, right? And our body is designed to absorb and get rid of, well, not get rid of, but only absorb a needed amount of iron if we are consuming the non-heme plant-based iron. And if we do consume the meat or animal products iron, it just kind of travels through our body and it stays in, and our body is unable to regulate how much of it comes in or out if it comes from meat industry. I think the explanation you got before is much better. Anyway, next subject of how I get my iron, we will look at my blood tests, and I'll just kind of give you a quick chat about what I do. So basically, you do need to remember the minimum requirements for iron. And here I'm going to reference this book here, which is called Becoming Vegan. And it kind of goes into every little detail and every little thing you would have question on. And it has like lots of different tables and stuff like that. So I'll just quickly go into that. The minimum recommended intake, or just in general recommended intake for males from 18 to 30 years old, is 8 milligrams of iron per day, and for females it's 8 to 18 milligrams a day. That is because female obviously lose blood every month when they're in their reproductive years, correct? So that's from 18 to 30, but it kind of goes beyond that as well. And this book there, I won't probably go over it too much, but there's like a whole bunch of different foods that you can have which have iron in them and you can get iron from. I'll quickly read you a couple of sources. So definitely, as Dr. McGregor said before, Dr. Gregor, we have legumes, we have greens, and all those kind of things if we want to have iron. But just to give you an idea, 1 cup of chickpeas has cup of cooked chickpeas has 4.7 milligrams of iron. 1 cup of cooked lentils has 6.6 milligrams of iron. So basically, if you wanted to have lentils one night and chickpeas the next, and add some greens, for example, 1 cup of cooked collard greens is 4.5 milligrams, or you can do Swiss chard, or you can do even potatoes. You know, potatoes have iron, 3.2 milligrams per 1 large potato. That's pretty cool, actually. There's tomato, dried apricots have iron, watermelons, pistachios, pine nuts, cashews, chia seeds, sesame seeds, oatmeal and quinoa, and so on. And you don't even have to go into fortified food or soy milks or tofu and things if you don't want to, but there's definitely lots and lots of different foods and options out there. And I promote the whole foods veganism, so definitely I promote eating whole food, plant-based foods, I guess. Instead of just buying like fortified stuff or processed stuff from the supermarket. So let's go into me and my results and what I do. Okay, what I love to do is basically make myself like either a big plate like this of just greens. Do you see that? And have it with like an orange or something, because vitamin C helps iron to get absorbed into our system, and definitely if your body thinks it has too much, it will just not absorb quite as much, right? Because this vitamins, this iron would come from plants. And like seriously, if you don't like it, you don't have to, but like I just eat it like just like that. It's not even hard. Okay, so let's get into my blood test. When I first became vegan, which was like 2.5 years ago. Now, I didn't know much about the lifestyle, right? Because I was brand new. By the way, if you get your greens, this spinach tastes like amazing. It tastes like nuts to me. It has like this nutty taste. So if you buy good quality greens, you will want to eat it. You'll want to eat them because they'll taste really, really good. So don't like skimp out on price on your greens. Like, get good ones, so then you want to eat it and you'll know that they're better quality. And like sometimes I just crave greens, which means like my body's asking me for those kind of minerals. Anyway, okay. So when I started out being a vegan, I wasn't really keeping much track of it. So after the first 6 months, I didn't do a blood test when I just went vegan or right before it, which sucks because I should have, because that way I would actually have a point of reference. But I didn't. If you're brand new to veganism, I really advise you to go check your blood, test blood levels of everything, right? Because usually it's free in quite a few different places depending on how old you are in different countries. But for me, my first blood test was when I was maybe 6 months into veganism, and I was not paying quite as much attention as I should, and I wasn't really aware of all these different things as I am now. So my ions at that point were low, and I was considered anemic. I'll admit it, right? It's fine. It's 2014, and here's an 8, right? And another thing that when you look at blood tests, what you want to look at is you want to look at your hemoglobin, yep, showing the amount of iron containing protein. Hematocrit, indicating the concentration of red blood cells, and serum ferritin, a measure of the amount of stored iron. So like these 3 things, right? So yeah, the blood cells, red blood cells are important because you want, they basically make the oxygen go to your brain and everywhere. So that was my beginning. In the very beginning, my hemoglobin was 116, which was within the range, but it was in the lower level. My hematocrit was exactly on the point, on the lower range. My what's this one sample? Red cells count was again on the point, but it was within the range. But now, this was 2014, end of year 2014, these results. Now, then I have the next results from May 2015, first Jan 2016, and then May 2016. So I've been testing my blood every like 6 months, right, for everything, because I also was aware that I'm a bit low on iron. So what the doctor recommended to me, oh my God, was to take these Ferro F tablets or Ferrograd C tablets. And what they are is they have, what do they have? The Ferrograd C is ferrous sulfate 320 milligrams, which is equivalent to elemental iron of 105 milligrams. And Ferro F tab is 310 milligrams of ferrous fumarate, which is equivalent to 100 milligrams of elemental iron per tablet, right? So my doctor, the one that was doing the test for me, she like really pushed and was like, you need to be taking all these like at least once a day or twice a day with food, take iron pills and, you know, basically build your levels up. I went off and started reading about it online, and I quickly learned that people have all sorts of different issues with taking iron. So because it takes such high concentrations of iron, so what I did, and I didn't want to, also it like wears out your kidneys, it gives you like constipation, makes you dizzy, all these different things. It's just like, it's crazy and it's shit for you, and it's ridiculous that people recommend it. What I decided to do is to go keep focusing and learn more about the actual foods that I can have with iron. And also I went and looked for more low concentration, natural or herbal type stuff that I can take with iron. So what I found, this was a product called Spa Tone 100% natural iron supplement sachets, and they were just liquid sachets. Okay, this is a different product, but this is my flatmates, so I'm going to show it to you just as an example. I was not using this, I was using a different product, and they were just like this, liquid little sachets. And what I was doing is, I was also living in Malaysia at the time, so for a couple of months, so I was getting like freshly squeezed juice every day with my breakfast, and it was like either some sort of vitamin C juice with this like grapefruit or orange or whatever. So I just I'll pour it in, I'll mix it up, and I drink it to ensure that the absorption was better. So per each sachet, it was equivalent to 5 milligrams of elemental iron. With this particular brand, it's 10 milligrams per iron. And what I observed after doing that for a few months, and then I got back to Australia and I kept doing it for a while, and what I noticed is that my iron levels, where's the number? They went up to 24. Here you go. Yeah? They went up to 24, which was still not within the healthy range, but it was much better from 8, right? That went up. And I was only taking in 5 milligrams a day, right? She advised me to do 105. That is like, it's out of my mind. It already goes up pretty much right there on the limit when you only take 5. So why the hell are they advising you to freaking fry your kidneys is beyond me. Also, the liquid iron, it's very easy, much easier to digest, and it's easier like on your digestion. But I would not recommend taking any supplements whatsoever unless you are clinically diagnosed as anemic. If you are just, everyday person who just wants to learn about what to take and stuff like that, and how to have enough iron on vegan diet, just get it all from veg, right, fruit and veg, and focus on getting it from whole foods and not doing supplements at all unless you're clinically diagnosed. I'm not a doctor, obviously, so if you're choosing to follow your doctor's orders and take those pills with crazy concentrations of iron, it's fine. It's like obviously none of my business, right? But I chose for myself that I don't want to do that. So all right, what I've been doing for the next few months, not 100% regularly, but every couple of months I'd do it, is I was taking these guys, they are capsules basically, and they have equivalent of 10 milligrams. They're vegan, all this stuff is vegan anyway, but they had 10 milligrams of equivalent iron, elemental equivalent iron in them, and I was taking them, and it was really funny because when I went to my doctor's, she got so angry at me that I'm not taking this stupid pill that she recommended, and she was like furious with me, seriously. Oh my god. And then she was like, well, obviously that's why you, but whatever. And I got my iron tested, right? So what I was also doing, as well as doing these guys, I was eating my spinach with my oranges, right? You don't have to do oranges, you can do like capsicums or like red bell peppers, and there's ton of foods that are rich in vitamin C. So make sure you just figure it all out and you blend them together really when you eat it. Beans have lots of iron, just remember that. Okay, so then the most recent blood test that I did, which was in May, was in May 2016, right there. You can see that my iron went up to 31, and it is now within the range. There's the ranges there, right there. And an interesting thing is, if we go back and look at my hemoglobin, there you go, all this stuff. See? I don't know if you see. So hemoglobin has actually been climbing. It's been going up. So it went from 132 to 134 and then 138 over the last few months. Another thing that I didn't say though is when I went in for this blood test, the middle one, is I had my period that day. So I was bleeding, so obviously I was losing blood. And that affected that as well. And I've learned it now. I understand it now that affects it too. Back to the other stuff. So if you can see, the red blood count cell has gone up again. The hematocrit went up as well. So as you can see, being a vegan, my levels have been going up. Oh yeah, see, that's another thing that shows that it wasn't really my iron levels were low. I was having my bloody period that time, that middle time when I was doing these blood tests. So it's not like it was not really 100% representative of what was happening. Okay, all right, let's wrap it up here. It has been a very long video, I know. Thanks for staying till the end. Hope it was somewhat helpful, gave you some ideas, gave you trust in the vegan diet, and kind of gave you some idea. Oh, and didn't make you feel bad if your iron is not in check. Like, because everyone, it's not even like a problem, you just need to figure out how to control it per se, right? Like, it's all about learning, and it's all about progressing and developing. And when you go vegan, like, you just learn so many different things, and it takes time that you need to learn it. And number one thing is that your body is not designed to have meat or meat animal products iron go into it, so why struggle it in the first place? Thanks for watching. Awesome seeing you again on my channel. Hope this was helpful and you've learned something interesting. This is my story. I don't claim to be perfect or whatsoever, but I do believe that I have got it under control now, and I know quite a bit. I can definitely, obviously, can always learn more. I'm not going to be on this thing for much longer because I'm within the limit, and I just want to focus on solely consuming plant-based products, these guys, and vitamin C from plants as well. So again, thanks again for being on my channel. Thanks for watching. Love seeing you here, and subscribe, like, comment, share, all that fun stuff. If you have any video ideas, let me know down in comments below. Thanks for being here. Bye.